Hi, welcome to Comp Skills for this week. Let's get started with assignment number 1. All right, that may have taken me about 2 minutes to get out of that box, but I'm here. So, hey, for number 1, I just want to give you the lowdown on it real quick. It's working with Latin roots, okay? All of the words that we're going to be working with are going to have one of these roots in there. Notice it has the root and the definition, okay? So just think about, let's just take tract, for example. Tract means to pull or draw. So think about words with tract. I think of subtract. You're pulling numbers away. Attract. If you attract someone, it's almost like you're pulling them in towards you, right? So we're working with words that hopefully when you work with them and you see that there's patterns here of the words, the meanings are going to be a little easier for you to remember. Okay, so just like we used to do in the classroom, we're going to take a look at a couple. The first one says, which photocopier should I use to blank these documents? So if I have papers and I need to make more of them, I can duplicate, retract, consist, detract, replica, or constrict. Okay, the only thing I can think of is if I'm making more of something, I'm duplicating it. Number 2, billboards, or those big signs by the roads, would blank from the beauty of the landscape. Okay, so I noticed 2 words with tract in there. Okay, because if you remember, tract means to pull or draw. Okay, so now let's look them up because that's our additional step that's going to help us. Detract says diminish the worth or value of. That would make sense. If I looked up retract, we have withdraw, to draw or be drawn back. Almost like if you said something or you made a promise, okay, to go back on it, to go back to that person. That doesn't make sense to me for that one. So when you go to your spelling number 2, they would detract from the beauty of the landscape. Oops. Detract. Okay, let's go to number 3. Will the editor blank the statement she just made about him? Ooh, so now I think that's a good tract word. We just used detract. So maybe now we can use retract. If you retract a statement, that means that you, when you said something, you take it back. So number 3, we could go retract. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing for the rest of the words. Okay, you're just filling in the blank. And then you're going to notice when you get to 13, there's going to be a paragraph here. Okay, and it's going to be the same paragraph for all the way through 20. Okay, now notice it's going to look a little different because for 13, yep, sorry for making you dizzy. 13 is going to be the blank. Oh, geez, what am I doing here? All right, sorry about that. So 13 is going to have a blank here, okay? And so what that means is we need to try to fill that in. And then the very next one for 14, you're going to notice this blank for 13. We just put it as stars because now the new blank is for 14, right? And as we go along, you're going to see how that changes. So you're always looking to fill in the underlying part. So if we go back to 13, it says, choose the correct word to complete the journal entry, March 10th. My parents have worked out a blank schedule for our trip west. If they're going to be following it in a certain way, it's going to be a strict schedule. So you could go with strict for number 13. But then they say, however, my grandparents are showing great blank to traveling on superhighways. They want to blank our driving to back roads. So they don't want us to be on these superhighways. They want us to go a different way. So if they're showing um, they don't want this to happen, they're going to show great resistance. Okay, so for number 14, you could go with resistance. Hopefully, by starting those first two, now you're feeling pretty confident about going 15 through 20 and just filling in the underlined part for each part. Okay, good luck with it. If you have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a beautiful day and do good and be well.